All right, we are recording now. You are live if I get to see your smiling faces in my back. All right. So from here, so ladies, let's go ahead and get started. Let's bow the flag. Your Master Gracie. I haven't said that in how many years? Months. You. All right, ladies, today is class number 15. Class number 15. Big thank you to you guys for taking care of the classes and the programs online for the last couple of months. It's been crazy. So just like, I don't know if they actually publicized that part on the news story the other day, but if somebody told me that I had to revamp everything we do in 2 weeks, it'd be crazy.
Yeah, you basically published that.
So yeah, I think they did it.
Yeah, they do.
So yeah, no. So it's just been completely crazy. Now we're having to reverse it and go back the other way. So it's a whole nother ballgame. But in any case, if you took class, we need to make sure that we put those classes on your card for Women in Power, okay? Because then that makes a difference. We actually had a couple of people get stripes yesterday because they've been taking the classes, and so they got stripes yesterday. Good stuff. Okay. So from here, let's go ahead and get started. So obviously we can't practice with each other for 10 minutes, and I've been talking for 10 minutes. So there you go. So what we're going to do today is we're going to add a little fit jitsu in today, and then get into the chokes and the ideas there. 20 days over here, 19 now. My feeling on this, and if they're going to allow tournaments, they're going to allow people to play basketball on June 15th, baseball, all of these things where they're going to be standing on each other. We can practice. Yeah, so we can practice. So you're looking about 2.5 more weeks, and then we can get back to actually doing jiu-jitsu. Kind of my feeling on this part, unless I get guidance otherwise from Dr. Eric. In contact with him quite a bit. Very helpful. All right, so let's get started. So from here, let's just swing the arms. Every warm-up we're going to do here has some form of jiu-jitsu. Everything is in. Let's go backwards. Right across the body. You may not see it now, but it's there. The arms up and down, just working the shoulders a little bit. Good. And head up and down. Left. Your shoulders. Circles. Nobody else can hear the crack on the back.
I noticed mine.
It's been a while.
That was just my day.
Well, whenever I was wearing earphones, I was afraid that the microphone was going to pick that up. I like that. All right. So from here, and bend the knees. We're going to move the hips side to side over our feet. I'm going to turn this way so nobody has to look at my rear end. Camera. And then front and back. So you're going to go back and then like almost like a scoop. Bring the hips forward. And circles. Other direction. If you got the knees together, we're going to rotate the knees. Other direction. Good. And spread your feet, stretch down. From here, keeping one hand on the floor, we're going to sit, touch the hip, and come back up. You can use both hands if necessary, if you want. And then we go the other way. Drop, touch, come back up. That's it.
But am I supposed to go front?
Well, whatever you can do is what's acceptable. A little bit of knee bend here will help. You don't have to keep your legs straight. All right, from here, feet in a little bit, flat feet as far down as you can go. A little bit of frog squat. Elbows on the inside, press your knees out. Good. From here, if you can do it without your hands, that's fine. If not, you can put your hands on the floor and knee across. All right. Now from here, we're going to sit down. And we're going to rock back. Each time you rock back, try to go a little bit further. You're going to stretch your back in your back. So we're going to come back. That's it. As we rock up, cross the feet and come back. Triangle. It's a little bit of an ab exercise. You want to add a little bit to it. Jump the legs up high, like you're reaching for them. Good. All right, as we come up, this time roll both knees. Come up on your knees, hips forward, no hands. You can use your hands to the action. And then back. Turn your hips away. What's that? That's it. Perfect. Good job. That's it. Good.
This side. No. This side, here we go.
All right, now as we're coming up, one leg goes forward. We come up on the hips. Nice, good, solid base.
You can't do that one side.
The only reason Paul knows needs to be done last night.
Go back.
Just mobility drills. All this used to be the old warm up when you just pay your salary. This is what would kill everybody when you leave last day. So just don't get discouraged. I'm a little sore because I haven't done it in years either. All right. So from here, under your belly, stretch. Rock on the hip, look over your shoulder. Back to the middle, up. Put your back arm straight, stretch your shoulders. All right. From here, back on your body, the bottom. Lay back. One leg straight, on your toes. You're going to sprint, and then pull yourself back under. Sprint, and pull yourself back under. You need to pick your hips up a little higher because these bags have texture. It will stop you. So your hips have to come off the ground. Yes, you won't do too many of these. That's it. Good. All right. So from here, once we do that, we're going to do our shrimp. Boom. Center back up. This one should be straight. Kick, boom, lock up. Now, this is where we're at. So what we're gonna do now, come up, boom, kick. We're gonna do 10 on each leg. 10 on each side. So up, kick, down, rest. Up, boom. Okay. Okay, so I think we're 5 get-ups.
One shrimp and cake.
So we're just gonna do the 10 kicks, 5 on each leg. Just come on. Did I say 10 on each leg or 5 on each leg?
You said 10.
Oh, 10 on each leg.
I'm sorry, you said 5.
What was that, 20? Okay. All right, let's go. Good. Yes, remember, hips go forward when we kick. So try to get a little bit of a rocking motion forward with the hips. Nice. Nice, ladies, looking good.
Aren't you glad you came to class?
I'm glad you're all here. You may not be glad after this next exercise. We did last one, we do this exercise.
8 weeks of non-exercise.
This is one everybody liked last week. 4-point turn.
Oh, yeah, that's
Good. None of the jiu-jitsu guys there run the ball, so it was watching. Here, all right, so 4-point turn. I want to say 4-point turn, we're point to the walls. Okay? You're going to start with your crab position. And what you're just looking at it like, I don't
Because
know.
I've seen you do it.
Oh, you see me do this? Like, I don't know how this moves. So what you're going to do is take one foot and one hand and turn over. Then you're going to take the other foot and the other hand. Foot always goes under and turn to the wall.
You're breaking.
Yeah, you're going to break dance.
I was waiting for it to go like into bridge or something.
No.
Bridge, grab, and I'm like, oh, that's right. Yeah.
All right, so the one thing people do as the most common mistake on this technique is they do the same side and they don't end up facing any other different, they face 180 degrees the other way. So you should be turning 90 degrees. The other thing is they get here and they go, and so I'm facing 45. So we want to look at trying to get 90. All this is sitting in base and getting up in base. Except you're spread out a little bit further, okay? So it's just, again, helping you strengthen your shoulders and your hips for this. Take your time. We're gonna go at least one time each direction. Okay, we may do 5 last night, but that's okay. If you can get 5, go for 5, but if this is what you got, great. Just continue to make sure you're pointing at a wall.
So I start out over here.
So
Start to grab,
Start by grab.
Start to grab.
facing the wall.
Oh, that would help.
That would help.
Okay.
Foot always goes under.
So,
So
And that's it. That's right.
But it's.
under.
Even if you gotta adjust, that's good.
Go here.
And then you're here. So is it the
Right.
high?
Yes, and sit all the way
And then you
through.
wanna go back
Here.
Once you go around one time, remove
But
it.
I
Face
was
the
like,
wall.
okay,
Yeah,
so
perfect.
shouldn't that
Now,
face,
the other hand is.
should I face that way?
So, there, face the wall.
So you're going to face,
Other hand, foot,
I started
face the
this
wall.
way.
Perfect.
I
One
turned,
time.
but I should face that one.
Correct.
One time around.
which I thought you did
I
right.
did, but I went too far.
Perfect. That's exactly it.
So.
Yeah.
It's
Good.
harder than it is, like, once,
It's the coordination.
yeah, it is.
Thinking about the coordination.
Yeah, all this is coordination. If you can hold your body up, then you can slip your leg under and just come on.
That hand, that foot.
Hand up, foot.
That hand, that foot.
Yeah,
And then, right.
opposite side. So the easy way to make sure you're doing it right
You're gonna go, yeah.
is to touch your knee.
That's what I was thinking.
So then I'm back now this way,
Okay,
so then,
Now you go the other direction.
right?
You'll find that one way is easier than the other.
Yeah. My brain doesn't work together.
Just go into the nurse's lounge
Yeah,
and just start practicing.
I don't know if he's gonna let me,
Yeah, you make it with your hip or whatever, yeah, maybe.
and it's more my back, what I found out.
Is your
That,
pelvis twisted or something?
no, it's my lower back, it's just, I'm kind of missing the disc.
Yeah.
Just some of them. I'm trying to avoid going to the doctor.
I don't know anybody that tries to avoid seeing the doctor about it.
And I want to know the stretches. I want to give you stretches. I have one that barely has any cushion. Yeah, and I'm curved. Well, he gave me some stretches like this. Yeah. So all they do is do physical therapy and adjustments. Yeah. He gave me some stretches to work on, so it's just been bothering me. Mine's gotten better. The more I'm moving, the better.
What do they do for a thumb that might be broken? They just let it take it back.
Maybe a splint. Yeah.
That's how you
Asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
Tell me to suck it up.
Yeah, right?
They don't do
You
anything.
know, when you have Evan's body weight come down from your thumb.
You know, depending on what's broken, maybe a pin, but
Well, I mean, I can still,
if you can.
but before I can do it, I couldn't get, before now, I mean, before what? It's been a week now.
Is it Jane?
No, like I think I can feel a little click when I do that.
Probably.
Not when I'm pushing the middle of the bone. It hurts a little bit. I've been body taking it the last few days. Body taking
Like when I
it.
jammed my toe hanging out the steroids.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, anyway,
Anyway, it's my book.
we digress. Okay, so today we're talking about the chokes. And triangle choke and rear naked choke. So let's start off, we're gonna kind of do the class backwards. We're gonna do the rear naked choke first. Okay, just understanding the idea behind it now. What are we gonna look at? We're gonna look at this. Why are we doing this choke? The bad guy has turned his attention. Something, makes a noise outside the room. And why are we doing chokes, in this type of manner? We're talking about triangle today. We're talking about rear naked choke. If we're gonna choke them, we're gonna put them to sleep, or worse, okay? We're talking minimum 10 to 12 seconds to put them to sleep. It's not like in the movies where they choke them and they die after, 10 seconds. It doesn't work. It's gonna take a little bit longer. But what we have to understand is we're cutting off the blood flow to the brain, okay? And really, you don't have to completely cut it. What was the last number I saw was 12%. 12% reduction to the brain, and your brain goes into sleep mode like your computer. It shuts down, and it actually takes you lose a few seconds. If you don't believe me, ask Evan. The last one that checked out. But he lost a few seconds. It was enough that he said, "What?" when he woke up, and I said, "What's the last thing you remember?" Well, you were choking all of it. So what you have to understand is when you let go, if they go to sleep and you let go within a second or two, they will wake right back up. If you wait a little longer, it will take longer for them to wake up. It's very it's progressive, but it's also proportional. That's it. It's very proportional. So if you hold for 3 seconds, they're going to be asleep for 5 or 6. If you hold it for 6 seconds beyond the time they go to sleep, then it's going to be 12. It's going to be a longer time. It's going to be time. So you've got to understand that. Now, what are we talking about? When your partner taps, when we're practicing and your partner taps, okay, that's good. That's when the clock starts on the actual choke. Okay, so you put the arm in, boom, they go, oh, okay, tap. You got 10 seconds from there. Okay. Once they go to sleep, you got about 20 seconds. Okay, anything past 20 seconds is going to start to cause brain damage. Okay, so just kind of keep that idea in mind. So we want to understand that going forward. So 20 seconds beyond, 30, 40, and you're not going to have to worry about the video. So same thing when we talk about the weapons. We have to have that mindset of, okay, if I have to, I have to. We have to make that decision now, not at the time. So just kind of keep those things in mind. Now, when we talk about a rear naked choke, what we're talking about is you got bad guys. In this case, we're just going to be practicing kneeling, but you're going to wrap your arm, grab your bicep, feed the hand behind, make a fist, hide your face, elbows together, shoulder blades back, and then you're just going to squeeze. Breathe in. You're going to take all the space out right here. So again, let me have those glute Good. So I'm going to go around the neck, and I'm going to bite it between my arm and my upper arm and my forearm. I want the neck to be right there. I'm going to take my hand, and just like I'm going to tap the back of my hand, I'm going to slide it through like this, so I can grab my bicep. Now, I want to bring my elbows together, which is going to squeeze this area. I'm going to roll my shoulder blades back to bring it closer to my chest. And then from there, I just squeeze. All right, a few mistakes that people make. A few things that, some details I want you to focus on. So you're going to go around the neck like this, not this. Okay? So the most common mistake I see are people doing this, and it allows them to see your hand. If they can see it, they'll grab. So you want to do a straight arrow entry right away. Now, essential detail today is what I want you to really think about is this motion. So the hand that's doing the choke goes on the back side, closer to your body, and the other hand is going to slide over the top. So one thing I see people do is they do this, and then they try to fit this down once this is already kind of, do this, slide it behind. Make a fist here, so that they can't grab our fingers. We hide it. So even if they do grab our fingers are against the back of their head. And so it's very hard for this motion there. Most people won't deal with this hand, but this is actually the key of getting out. So if you're ever in one, this has to happen. If someone grabs you like this has to happen. But most people will attack the shoulder itself. And that's what it is. So it's going to come here, elbows together, shoulder blades roll back, and just. Now, does it look like I'm using a whole lot of force? You don't. So if you take a look at the ball, if you think about this being a neck, it's about the size of it. You cut off the blood flow. Show me how deep this has to be to cut off the blood flow. Right there. I don't have to have a whole lot. So then when we put this in together and we put our elbows together and then we roll this back, which is making this push the neck in. You can see how easy this actually is. So just kind of keep that in mind. Shoot it, hand on top, go behind, and squeeze over the shoulders. Just there. One other very common mistake on this choke is giving up too early. Giving up way too early. Hold it. A poor choke is still a choke. Maybe it takes 15 seconds. You ever watch Princess Bride? I didn't grow up very fast. So, yeah. Fiction, but it's proves point. If they have a bigger neck, stronger neck, it might take a little. Maybe your arm's not quite in the right spot. It might take a little. Could be someone who has a big, wide chest, and this doesn't quite get there, and this is where the neck is. It still works. All right, so walk around and watch. I want you guys to just envision that arm going around the neck, and behind the head, grabbing with a monkey grip. elbows together, shoulder blades back. 1, 2, 3.
So much better than on video.
That's it.
That's so much better than on video.
Okay, nobody else claps.
Well, no, everybody claps, but it's like,
Right.
nobody can do it at the same time because it's video.
Right.
Right.
You guys can just stay kneeling, or if your legs are tight, mine need to stay up, let's go get my feet. Watch. Yeah, imagine
So I have
Sean's
these
right
right here. So they'll.
Good.
And then this hand back here. Fist.
So is that one? Okay.
So then here.
Yes, and elbows together. Roll the shoulders back. And if you're a UFC fan, or you see these guys that are like, they're like naked their head off, that's not necessary. The guys that know they're in trouble are the ones that are just sitting there doing this. That's the ones that are in trouble, because they're fighting like crazy because they know they're in trouble. You don't want to burn arms. Yes. Yes, that straight arrow is huge.
Yeah. And this straight arrow, not just this straight.
Right, so this is boom.
It's like 2 arrows. This.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so the next part to doing the rear naked choke requires a partner to lean forward and you grab and you take the back. So we're going to kind of envision this one. It's going to be a little bit more, obviously, we can't let it. So what I want you to think about is you got the choke, and now the bad guy starts to get up on his knees and knees. So you're going to go forward. As he drags you forward, your feet hook in the legs. So you're basically on a piggyback. Here, and then they're going to roll. Now, as they roll, you could be here, and this may be it. They may roll all the way over here. Sticky hooks are important. Legs are important. If they roll and they're trying to get up, top leg is huge. Keep this tight, and that will help you roll up with them. Okay. With a partner, most times you're concerned about their neck. This is not a comfortable position to be with a friend. After that, it's like, but the idea is this: you want to keep this, and with a friend, you don't have to, be tight, but you want to be snug enough to stay tight, to stay with them. And you're just hanging on. So with this, I just want you to envision and think about it. As we do this, you can kind of roll, and just as you go back to your knee, this leg is hugely important. It's going to be the one that keeps you going, keeps you with it. Most common mistake people get on this technique is they think the bottom leg is more important. And they try to really hang on to that leg to cause you to fall. If you hang on so much here that you don't rotate your hips. So as we do this, we're going to, again, practice right here. Choke. We start coming forward, and what I want you to do, just start here, and then just roll to your side, and then just reapply where you're ready. Keeping your legs, your feet inside the legs, right here. This is where you want to be, so that as they roll, you stay with them. And if they start to get up, you kind of kick this leg. Make that leg tight to help you roll over. It could keep them from rolling over. Now, as we practice, when we practice this with a partner, we're not trying to choke them, but what we're trying to do during this whole thing is what? This whole time we're choking. We can choke them at any point. But if we fall off the choke, we lose the choke. So we have to stay with it. That's the important part of this group. It's really kind of focusing, thinking about your legs at this point. So we're not worried about choking our partner right now. Really think about what your legs have to be doing as we go back and forth. Previously, I'd said, you're going to look kind of funny, but this is a good drill. This is a good drill to roll back and forth, thinking about what your legs and visualizing what your legs are doing. All right, so with that, choke, roll, hook the legs, keep those feet in nice and tight. We're going to kick up, kick that leg so you roll with it. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. I'm so out of the habit of that.
Right.
Nice. Good, right? Let's see it.
I did lefty and then I was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? Because there's no neck here, right?
Let's stop for just a second. Something to be aware of. What if the bad guy tries to fall back on you? And you're here like this? And just worst case scenario, right? Over our feet. One of the exercises we practiced at the beginning of class. So if he rolls back onto your abdomen, what do? Feet down. So just practice that once or twice of putting your weight on your knees for just a split second, and moving your feet out to the side. And just sit. Just sit up. What's that? Yeah, everybody's got one good side, one good
Well,
side.
I
One
stuck
better
on the
side.
mat. Yeah.
Oh, and you get stuck on that? Yeah. Oh, yeah, these mats, these are toe grabbers. They're toe grabbing. These mats were grabbing. When I first got these mats, they were supposed to be mats that had a smoother surface. And evidently, they don't make them like this thick like that. Because the mats I had prior to them like this were smooth. This is what it is. I was like, oh, okay. I'll live with it. All right, triangle. So when we're talking about the triangle, what we're looking at is they are inside our guard. So the bad guy is inside our guard, and he could be doing a couple of different things. Right? But in this case, what's happening is, in this first case, is he's laying on us, and trying to be heavy. And so we're going to use our legs and our hands, and we're going to shove them back like this. Once we do that, we do our shrink as well. Move our hip out, lock there. I'll show you guys in just a minute. And the main thing about the triangle is that you're going to put one leg over your shoulder, so you're going to bring the leg up and over the shoulder. And the other is going to go under the arm, and you're going to cross them behind them. So it looks like this. So we're here, and just talking about the triangle itself, we have one leg over a shoulder, and the other leg under the arm. So you've got one arm in here, head, and then the other arm is out. You're going to cross your ankles behind the back, and you're going to bite them with your heels. Now from here, we're going to take the arm that's inside, if it's sticking out this way, This is his shoulder that's inside. Head is here, shoulder and arm out on this side. We want this arm to come across the body. So in order to do that, we're going to use our feet, lift the hips, pass the arm, grab the wrist, or stuff it underneath the arm. Grab the head. So now both arms are on this side. This one's between the feet or between the knees. The other one's outside underneath. Hold the head tight. Now from here, I'm going to put my foot on the hip, move my shoulder, and I'm going to use my thigh and kick away. Move, kick. Bite the neck, grab my shin, keeping a hold of the head. Take the other foot off the hip, throw my leg over the ankle, and just like when we did the RNC, we're going to each other. I want to squeeze the knees this time instead of the elbows. Grab the head, and then we're going to lift the hips into the arm. So same idea, squeezing, and then we're going to pull everything into that V. The V is his arm across, and your leg across the neck. So here, here, and here. So again, this is just the finale, the finish of the technique. We're going to be here. We're going to have one leg over the shoulder, resting on the back. We're going to have the other one under the arm. The arm is going to be sticking through here, head is here. I'm going to cross my feet over the back. Now, I want to get this arm out of here, so in order to do that, I'm going to push my legs down to make my hip bring his arm up. And I'm going to take my arms and I'm going to push it across to this side. Now from here, I'm going to grab the head with both hands. So his arm is sticking here underneath my arm. Make it difficult to bring out. Take the foot off. Most common mistake is losing control of the head at any point. If they can sit up, you've lost the track. So we're here, holding the head down, foot on the hip. I'm going to use my foot to push on the hip. I'm going to use my thigh to push on the shoulder. 1, 2, until I get the head over my hips. Once I'm there, then I bring this back up and grab my shin. I take this foot off the leg, off the hip, and I want to put my foot into the knee pit here. If the shoulders are too wide, this is as far as I can get, it's still okay. It's not as secure, but it will still work. Pinch the knees, lift the hips, pull the head down. Squeeze 80%. 10 to 12 seconds. Go to sleep. Again, depending on your situation, you have to hold it to finish. Does that make sense? All right. So one more time. Any questions first time?
There's a trick for shorties. So if you can't get your knee, your leg into the, your ankle into the knee pit, and I can't remember what it is. No, it was like shift your hips one way or the other. Was it?
Rotate your leg, where your leg is less under the neck, come around.
Is it
So you don't want what you want on the leg across the back of the neck.
to go further?
You want it to go further. So two things you can do. Great question. So two things you can do. So we're here and then push, push, push. Very common mistake is not to push with this thigh. What happens is this. See how this foot starts aiming up? Now if I try to grab it, look, I can't bring it across the back of the neck. Then this is going to be practically impossible. So if this is a common mistake, what would help you? Getting a little bit more this way. But I want to do this. Vacuum seal the neck against this thigh. So you may have to pull it across. Now, the flexibility, for most people, they can't get their foot through their shoulder this way, right? But I can get my leg flatter the further down it goes. So I want this to be as vertical as possible, and I want it to be vertical this way as well. So straight up and down. If there's any angle, my foot doesn't come up as high. So the more I can get them down over my hips, the better. And then I throw. And think about, you're gonna make your leg like a piece of rope. Throw it and look at it. That sound like what?
Maybe. I need a willing partner in my domain, my tackling domain, to practice, because I can't ever get my ankle and my knee fit. It's always here. So you know what I mean. So and I don't try. Yeah.
You're talking about the video Eve had a little video on it.
She talks a little bit about if you moved your hips one way or the other, you could get a little bit more space. And I'm thinking that if it was, I could be totally wrong, but if you moved that vertical, whichever leg was long, whichever, you moved that hip a little bit out a little bit to get that a little bit, move your knee hip towards the ankle a little bit.
Well, see, you go that way, you're taking the left back around.
I would think
See,
it's actually the other way. So you want to go towards the bend like across.
So you want to go this way.
And we don't want to, so we don't want to rotate this way. We want to spin like a turtle. Okay? So that's kind of the idea. So what happens is most people do this, and that's where that leg starts hanging. But if we do this, then that leg can push further. I think that's what you're talking about.
Well, and I think the other thing too is I wasn't paying attention to whether this was at 90 as well, so that would make a difference. So that's again just a practice with partner.
I'm not that flexible now. I used to have a guy that would fold up under someone.
And still,
Just completely his knees were nice head and you still get something. Not good for your body. Okay, so let's give that a shot a couple times and we'll talk about the giant killer variation. I think the stage 3 variation would be very challenging without
so anybody can lean on.
but we'll do the giant killer variation. And all right, so let's do triangle a couple of times. This is the triangle setup for the triangle finish. How to do the triangle itself, and then we'll talk about what if someone is actually on and how to get our foot, get on your legs in the right position to do the triangle. All right, so let's do that a couple times. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm sure there's. Real quick, who's been taking? I know Jennifer was taking classes.
I took a couple.
Took a couple. You took a couple.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just need to figure out which ones they were,
Okay.
so we can mark them on your card.
It was towards the beginning. I remember that much.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
And we're really empowered. It's different. You're not holding the hand. You're grabbing both arms. And that's still yeah.
So which one's the right side?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so think about your
This
arm
one
goes
is-
across.
Oh,
So arm comes across.
Have it on your shoulder, that's the end of the arm.
Nice. Yeah. So. So now you got your legs on the back. So good.
So
So now
this is where.
Good. So got the head. So that's the thing that you're doing. Take the leg that's gonna be under the arm, like this, and you're gonna put it on the hip and control the arm. And so with doing that, you're gonna push and then push the body. Good. Now,
Control the head.
keep this leg like connected. Grab your shin, throw the leg over top. Good. Got the head. Pinch the knees. Yeah. That's good. There's not a neck there to stop. And then you just hips and knees. Perfect. Perfect. So here, eyes here, and grab your knees and the head down to the arm. Good.
Throw it up.
Perfect.
And
shoulder walk back.
Weird without looking at
One,
yours.
two, find your neck, grab the shin,
I keep holding her head in her hand.
grab the head, squeeze the knees, lift the hips. Beautiful.
yes, you just hang on. Won't take long.
What's that?
Without a person, it's very hard. Because her head keeps moving. I just keep moving her head.
Thank you to the abdomen.
What, I'm here and I have their head here and then as I move, their head is up here. It's a levitating. Like, yeah, that's not where it's supposed to be.
Giraffe, you got a giraffe, okay. Good. Okay, so now how do we get there in a reality kind of situation? So bad guys, he's laying on us. So we have different techniques for this. In future classes, we'll talk about those. The false surrender technique for the guard get up. The power frame technique, if they don't get it up, but get up and go, okay, please don't hurt me. They don't just get up, and you have to force them up. But our situation here is this: the door is locked. So even if we get out, we can't get out. He's in the pocket. So we have to have a way out of this, in a manner where we can get the key and get out. So that's kind of the situation. But the bad guy is still holding you down. That's where we're at. Okay? So how do we get there to that triangle setup position? So we're in guard. Maybe we're here, feet are down. Bad guy's laying in here, holding us down. Here's what we do. Grab the body, pinch the knees, push away. Hand to the neck, hand to the ear. Stiff arms, foot to the floor, shrink out, foot to the hip. Come back straight, both feet on the hips. Now, what's the bad guy going to do? He's coming back at you. If he doesn't, then what do?
Get up.
Well, you can't, right? But they're coming back at you, reaching for you, you're here. Grab an arm, pull the opposite knee. This leg is still on your hip. Shoot it over the neck, across the ankles. Now we're in position. Pass the arm, grab the head. Lift the hip, shoulder walk, fight, grab, throw. There's a triangle. This way. So we're here. Bad guy's now laying here, holding me down, and I've got to make it work. So I'm going to bring the legs up, cross the ankles if possible. If not, just pinch. And then I'm going to shove with my legs. Hand to the neck, hand to the ear, stiff arm. Lots of energy. They're going to have energy coming back into you, so you're just going to use leverage of the arms. Foot to the hip. Slide the hips away to where your foot is on the hip now. You're going to come back center, both feet on the hips, holding them away. Grab an arm. They may be swinging, they may grab it. Grab what you can. Bring the knee in, shoot it over the shoulder. Now with a partner, a little safety tip is don't knee your partner's chin on the way out or kick them on the way over the shoulder. So we're here, boom, we've got the foot on the hip, we shoot the other leg over and cross the ankles. From here, we're in that triangle setup. We hold the hip, we pass the arm, hold the head. Put it to the hip, shoulder. You may not have to shoulder walk very far because he was already lowering it. Bite the neck, bite the shin, throw the leg. Bite, lift, and go. Okay, visualize. Bad guy there. Okay. Right, let's do that. Somebody's in watching class. All right, any questions? All right, ladies, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Hello, Brian. We got to move it over there, and then the last cross on this floor. So we're good. Nice. Release, good, throw. Beautiful.
What's that?
This is yours, I'm like.
So, here, I'll be right here, and I'll.
Okay.
Right there, I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
We need
yeah.
to.
Since we're in.
Your, the key ropes like that.
Yeah,
You have to extend your-
So you can keep up
Good,
with.
good. Grab the head.
Okay, one
You guys
thing-
still on that? You're already trying.
Grab
Yeah, grab the head and squeeze, lift it.
Then you're gonna put one foot up, the opposite way you're pushing. other foot up.
Yes, ma'am.
Now. that's
Okay.
good.
Right here. Just put it inside the door.
Okay.
Now you're gonna
Yes, ma'am.
stand up, both feet on the. All right. Now, reach and quick face. You're gonna go both hands to the feet. With your full arm forward.
Oh,
You're gonna put your, opposite of the arm you have, so this foot on this. Bring it in. Bring that foot up, fight.
All
Now
right,
you're trying
all
to-
right. Very good, very good.
And with that one, you can actually give it like, where it's at it, you can actually stop and right at the time, see right? That takes a little bit of time.
It sounds good theory, but then when you actually do it.
All right, ladies, good job today. So like I said, we didn't cover the stage 3. Go back and watch that video on that one, so you kind of understand what that is. But there's stage 3 punching at you. And stage 3 is where you have their knees, they're on their knees, so you put your knees in their chest. And that keeps them away from punch block stage 3, okay? So, just go back, watch that video. You should have access, I believe. And that way you can kind of see that part, okay? We didn't cover that today because you can't levitate, basically. So, all right. I need Brandy to come up here because I know you took a bunch of classes. You just have to get the right amount on your card.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Gotta do this 6 feet apart. Very good.
Awesome.
Congratulations.
Oh, yeah, I did the demolition
Yeah,
man.
demolition man, okay. All right, very good. So, ladies, great job. We will see you on Saturday, 12 noon, and get going, get going. And I think we're on the front of the floor for the next one. All right, very good. Don't forget to get up and dance. That's proud of the flag for Mr. Gracie. Proud of me about you. Great job, ladies. 1, 2, 3.